Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we're checking out Color by Hakos Baelz and Tsunomaki Watame. Now, I'm pretty excited to get into this. Hope you're all as well. Let's just hit play in 3, 2, 1, play. Okay. Okay, I heard like a synth, the clock ticking, and then there's like another synth track layered over it. Nice, bringing the bass synth in, along with the percussion. Some guitar in there as well. I actually really like that ambient synth stutter on when we have that bass pulse and then just the vocals. There's this nice ambient synth stutter that like rided along with it, which was really, really nice. Right there. Snaps, okay. That's nice. That was a very nice. We were building up the reverb, especially with that vocal, and then we just brought it back to a clean vocal. That was very nice on the transition there. Nice guitar on the transition again. And continuing with that guitar. Claps now. Guitar's coming up in the mix. Okay. Oh, that's nice. I like that drop there. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, I really like some of those melodic choices in the chorus there. There was some nice little like I wasn't really expecting that, especially because I feel like the instrumental here is a little like cliche. It doesn't feel like it's very particularly stand out, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but you gotta have something to compensate for that, right? And I do think that was a really nice melodic choice there, especially like just on the composition of the chorus there. That was really nice. And I did want to also touch on, before the chorus we had this transition where it was like the synth rise, and it felt almost like it felt very dramatic, and it didn't quite match the tone on the transition. I believe it was like into the chorus. Let's go back a bit. Right there, that rise there, I personally, I didn't really like how that matches there. But aside from that, that was a really solid chorus. I do think it's not super catchy, but I think there was some really nice compositional choices there, which I really liked. Oh, I really like that. That's like those high, I believe that's like a high reverb guitar, like covering those treble tones, and then we're having this like bass drum that's relatively clean. It's just got a lot of like reverb on it, and it really fills up the mix there even when it's relatively quiet. I really like that, especially with the keys up top too. Okay. Okay. Okay, supporting chorals. Ooh, I like that. That's a very nice juxtaposition between those two segments. We had a very light and airy segment going straight into the more like a nasal and clearer chest voice. That was really nice. I do think I gotta say that was some really nice tonality from the vocals earlier there. Nice. Okay, bringing the guitar back up. That I really don't like that synth rise they have, but everything else is awesome. Okay, just an instrumental ride there. I have very mixed feelings about that instrumentation because a lot of the compositional elements of the instrumentation are really fun, especially with the mix awareness. But I'm just not a massive fan of the synths that they're using for this song. It feels a little cliche and sometimes out of place, especially on that synth rise where it's like a little too dramatic. But everything else is really fun. It's very creative, and you know, even though the instrumentation doesn't really follow a super unique take, I really like the compositional choices. Like I mentioned before, it still feels pretty unique with the way we're hearing this, like the way they're matching the instrumentation, and really the mix awareness as well. I just wish they had used different synths because I like this composition. I just don't like the choice of instrumentation. But it's still like a solid song, don't get me wrong. Nice. The chorals backing it up. And I like those layered vocals there. Nice. I like that stutter though. Alright, cut out a lot of that reverb. Building it back up. Nice! That was a lot. That was my favorite transition so far. That was so much better than the first two. You know, we did a kind of that classic instrumentation style. Now that's kind of like where you have a cutout of your instrumentation and then you come back in. You know, very, like classic transition. I love it. It's classic for a reason. But then you know, having that like stutter effect, I think that's my favorite element so far of the instrumentation is that stutter effect. So having that on the transition as well is very, very nice. I like that. It's like a delayed pickup as well. Surprisingly soft though. Nice. Nah, that's really nice. This has been my favorite part of the song so far. That was beautiful. I really like how they're filling up the mix here. I like that. Nice, bringing in the guitar at the end. That was really solid. I really enjoyed that. That was Color by Hakos Baelz and Tsunomaki Watame. Now, that was a super solid song. I really enjoyed that. I do think I definitely have some like pet peeves about those synths. I don't think those synths are bad necessarily, but I think they're a little bit out of place because this felt like a very soft song a lot of the times, and especially for that last segment there, like that we just heard, that synth, it just feels a tiny bit too blaring for that segment. Like the guitar was perfect because it's got that intensity in it naturally. You know, the strings itself has that intensity to it, but it still can be very soft and gentle with the way we're presenting it, and having that simple chord progression, very light, no distortion, it lends itself to this aesthetic. But having those synths right behind it adds this intensity that I don't think needs to be there. There's like this abrasiveness to the segment that doesn't necessarily need to be there, and I think a softer, more ambient synth would lend itself much better to that segment here. Like if we just roll it back a tiny bit. I just think that lending itself more to those acoustic style tones and leaning a little bit away from the synth would actually help a lot with composition here. Like, and I enjoyed this nonetheless, but still, just having a slightly less abrasive synth, just like a softer attack on it, would I think would improve this song a lot. Personally, to my personal preference, but nonetheless, I really enjoyed this composition. I do think the instrumentation at times was a tiny bit cliche, but that's okay. And I really do love the vocal work on this. I think there was some amazing vocal layering, especially towards the end. That last like third of the song was beautiful. I loved that. Um, so yeah, overall this was super cool, and I'm really glad that she posted an original MV and everything for this song. Uh, this is my first time hearing it, but if I'm understanding this correctly, I believe this is like a part of her album, which is called like Zodiac. And I believe this is a song from the album that she made a music video for. I could be wrong about that. Feel free to let me know if I'm wrong about that in the comments below, but that's what my understanding of this is. But yeah, I haven't heard her album, but I do believe I've heard now at least two songs, including this one. I've heard this, and I believe a few like months ago, I believe I heard Psycho, which I believe are both songs on Zodiac. Could be wrong about that. If I'm wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments. Um, Aside from that, yeah, this was really, really fun. Feel free to recommend more things for me to check out in the comments below. And aside from that, I'll see you all next time. Thank you so much.